This year it seems one of the boards everybody wants to know more about is the Capita Aeronaut. This is Arthur Longo's pro model board and a brand new addition to the Capita lineup. So let's take a deeper look to see if this should be your next board.
Dude, that was good.
What's going on? Shane Serrano here, coming to you from Radio Boardshop in Aspen, Colorado. And getting right into it, the Aeronaut is going to give you a directional, all-mountain freestyle ride. And what that means is you'll be able to take this board wherever you want, all across the resort, and incorporate it into some freestyle riding as well. Whether that's spinning and flipping on jumps, or just going massive on side hits, as Arthur designed this board to do. When I got on the Aeronaut, the first thing I noticed was that it felt like an old school board. But with the latest and greatest updated tech to make a board like that much more rideable. And although it had the classic camber ride of an older board, it felt much more easier to maneuver with the overall easygoing flex, side cut, and taper that you see in this board. I had a lot of fun getting this board in the air on some jumps here at the park at Snowmass, and then I also got a really fun powder day on it. It felt really quick in the powder because of the narrower waist width, and that made it ideal for going in tighter gladed areas. Even though this board doesn't have any rocker in the nose, the directionality of it made it really fun in the powder. I think there's been a trend in snowboarding of getting super fat, wide, big nose boards to make riding powder easier, but even with a board like this, you're gonna have a lot of fun. Getting into the specs of this board, you're gonna have Capita's Alpine V3 profile, which means it is regular camber dominant with little zero camber transition zones before the tips. Additionally, you're gonna get a little more meat of the camber oriented towards the back foot. That is going to give you a lot of power and snap whenever you want to boost big with this board. On the Aeronaut, you're going to get 5 millimeters of taper, so just a very slightly wider nose than tail. That's going to make this board turn really fluid in addition to the progressive side cut you'll find. And basically with the progressive side cut, you'll have an elongated side cut towards the nose that tightens up towards the tail. That helps you more gradually enter into carves and snap out of them on the exit. I found this board to have a pretty middle of the road flex. You will find it has a directional flex with the tips being a little softer and firming up towards the middle of the board. The Aeronaut retails for $649.99 and comes in sizes 153, 155, 157, 159, and 161. On the underside, you'll get Capita's Hyperdrive sintered base, so this wants to hold and absorb wax to keep you running fast for a long time. One of the things that makes the Aeronaut different from other boards you'll see on the market right now is that it is a little narrower than most boards. So on the 157, which is the board I rode, you'll have a 253 millimeter waist width. And what that means is if you have a bigger foot, so about an 11 on that 157, you might find that you will have some toe drag and it might be a little too narrow for you. Personally, I ride a size 9 boot, just like Arthur, so the 157 felt awesome for me. But it is something to keep in mind if you have a bigger foot. With the narrower width, you'll find this is super quick edge to edge, and that's where I think a lot of the fun comes in from this board. So whether you want to be snapping from edge to edge between carves more quickly, or want to be riding tighter tree zones, this is an awesome board to pick up. This board isn't too aggressive, so I would say most ability levels will have an awesome time on it, aside from that day one beginner. Because it is regular camber, you'll want to be familiar with how to ride, how to turn, stop, and switch edges before you hop on this board. You can check out the video I made riding this for the first day right here, and until next time, we'll catch you somewhere on the mountain. Peace.